Hey, everybody. Welcome to Friday night's Drink and Draw. We are back for another session. Tonight we're doing The Kid by Dave Dye from the upcoming ComX Presents Noir, which can be found at presents.comx.studio. We have a full house tonight, including what did Snoop Dogg say when trying to raise funds for his kid's school? He said, for shizzle bizzle, let's have a sausage sizzle. And then we have, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. It's Nicholas Cleary. Her comic would be a bargain at twice the price. It's Angie Spice. This is so dumb. Isn't that Bronwyn just gorge?
Go, roll.
Isn't that Bronwyn just gorge? That's because she's drawn by Isaac Georges. His art's so good, it'll make you cry. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dave Dye. He's super shy and not much of a talker. Ladies and gentlemen, it's this Lee Chalker. Does Tony make good art? Well, that depends-y. Are you talking about Tony Dizzy? The first words he heard were, that baby's crowning. It's Shannon Browning. His art is delicious. It's Duncan Pranovic. All right, let's get to drawing, my friends.
Wow.
Yeah, what a start.
Tell us a story.
Man, how long have you been rehearsing that?
That took me 3 weeks to write.
And what's yours?
Hey, Alex.
And
You go,
do
Ben.
you want to take me to Bedsy? It's Bedsy. No.
Well, you got a fan, Rob.
Yeah, well done, Rob. Well done, mate. Excellent.
Awesome.
You could call in the unboxing. Yeah, Nick, nice to see you watching, mate.
Dave, tell us about who we're drawing tonight.
Right, we're drawing the kid. The kid goes by the name The Kid because he hasn't really got a name. He's never given a name. So he's known as The Kid. He's just a kid that's been out on the streets for half his life. He's in his mid-20s. There he is. Often seen with baseball cap or hoodie or whatever you might want to put on him, whatever young kids walk around in on the streets these days. He's never really had a job in his life. He's bumming around on welfare, out of welfare, trying to get by and just trying to keep out of trouble, but probably getting into more trouble than he's keeping out of. Basically, just one of those riff-raff types that get around the streets, or unfortunate types that haven't had a good start in life and they've never got back on track. So that's basically him.
So he's not a fully fledged drongo. He's on his way to becoming a drongo.
Well, yeah, that's right, mate. He's not dumb. He's probably pretty smart, street smart.
Yeah.
But he can get in a bit of a panic sometimes and lose his way. So he runs by his emotions. He might do a bit of spray painting, that tagging and that sort of thing, and he might just mix with the wrong sort of people.
Yep.
So, that'll give you a bit of an idea what you're drawing.
And ComX Noir is his first appearance?
His first, and I think it might be his only.
Oh,
spoiler alert.
exclusive.
No, it depends if I come back and do another comic, I guess, with CDX, with ComX, I mean. So, you never say never. in the comic world.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
And
I said never once, Dave, and look at what's happening, mate.
yeah, that's right. Here we are all together tonight drawing.
That's right. Nothing better.
No,
So what are you doing, Dave, while we're drawing? Are you doodling as well?
I'm going to draw him as well.
All right, cool.
Oh, cool.
He was designed for this ComX Noir Presents Noir. He never existed before that, so he's not a long-term project of mine. He just came to life because Noir was presented, and as a result, I think I haven't drawn him a lot myself.
Yep.
And I haven't fully explored the character.
So, Dave, on that note, mate, on your creative side of things, if this character, the kid, just came together for like ComX and stuff, what was your first, gestation of the idea other than ComX? You heard about the story, wanted to do it, and it popped into your head like real quick, or did you take some time to digest it, and come up with it?
Well, I can't exactly remember, but I would say that I just probably sat down and thought to myself. I might have been lying in bed, I might have been sitting on the lounge and taking 5 or 10 minutes out to think, what am I going to do for this story that Sizzle wants for Noir, this black and white story. And I think the way it came about was, I probably looked up noir. I remember looking up noir. What is noir? What is a noir story? What makes a noir story? And so I got the definition of noir and sat down and scratched my head a bit, and eventually, I don't know what made me think of the story that the kid eventuated in. I can't remember exactly how it gestated, but it did. My usual process is to sit down and think about a situation and try and develop it like that. Sometimes I can develop this is an 8-page story. If I've got an idea how it will end, that might be how it came up. An ending might have been where it started from, and then I work towards that.
Yep.
Or it might have been the beginning. I just can't remember at the moment. But I may think, the beginning, and then I work out towards the ending. It'll vary from story to story with me as to how it develops.
So if you see, say, a beginning before an end, no spoilers intended, for you in your mind, is this a one-off story that is good, or is there elements of, I could maybe bring the kid back for a part 2 or 3 or something?
Yeah, is it not?
Well, which end you
That's the most important point, Dave, is the
down below or up above? That noise come from. Was I eating baked beans?
Oh, being snubbed.
Oh,
Olympics apparently you're on.
Oh, Danny.
Come on, Danny.
Can't we?
Danny, the Olympics are barely on, mate. What the hell's going on there?
No, back. This is only tonight.
Aren't the Olympics on like every 4 years? This is only on once a week.
Yeah,
Exactly.
jeez. Who wants to see the
Priorities
greatest
all wrong,
athletes
Danny. Your
charge
priorities
around?
all wrong.
Yeah, he's got them all wrong, hasn't he?
Unbelievable.
He's consistent, though. I admire that.
Oh,
Yes, that's right. He does front up at least to say g'day, doesn't he?
that's
This is
right.
true.
You've got to give him that.
To
He's
tell
a
us that
good
he's
bloke.
not going to watch us. It's very nice of him.
We've got a couple of newbies joining us tonight.
Yes.
Shannon, did you want to tell us a little bit about your books, what you do, all that sort of stuff?
Sure. I
Don't have to. No pressure.
had
What am I going to do? Turn around and say, nah. No, I had the pleasure of talking to Shane just recently and Lee as well about my book. I do a comedy superhero action book called Robotoon about the world's greatest. It's the world's greatest Aussie comic about a superhero robotic rabbit. I have to say that in order, unless I screw it up.
Yep.
Issue 2 just went live on Comixology a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Issue 3's ready to go. I've just got to fix up one. I lost the artwork for one double-page spread. I've got to redo that, but life happens. And I have been busting my butt trying to get issue 4 done. Only after a little bit of a hiatus in between 3 and 4. 12 years. But yeah, just finally decided I wanted to finish off the story and get it done and out there. So that's what I've been doing instead of going outside.
Because if I remember correctly, mate, from our last conversation, you were like chewing at the bit. That's an idea that's been gestating with you for a long time, but you just sort of veered off in other areas of creativity and stuff, didn't you? And now
That's right, mate. Yeah, the bunny's been with me. I came up with him back in 1989, for crying out loud. That's how long he's been around. I did multiple different versions of the story before I finally settled on one I liked. As I said, got 3 issues done, and then went off and tried to become a filmmaker. Failed miserably at that, and so it's come back and just like, I love this character. I love the bunny, and I just really wanted to get his story finished and out there. If that's the one thing creatively I really achieve in my life, then I'll be happy with it.
Yeah, awesome.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
I thought I recognised you, Shannon. I remember watching that show you did with Sizzle, and was that Lee was with talking to you that night? Or who was?
That's correct. Yeah.
I thought I recognised the name and yourself. Yeah. Very entertaining.
Oh, thank you. Well, I tried to be anyway.
You got
What about you, Andy?
Man. Rob Lyle's up there. He's pretty hard competition.
Oh, should I be zooming in on you there, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, sure. This is Angie's book. Angie's book career. I'm not the one that should be telling you about it. Pleasure.
Awesome.
Where's my screen gone?
I've got about 5 of them over in my cupboard there.
Oh, radio. Show off.
I haven't got them up here. They're not in the portal.
You're missing the last one.
The latest one. Okay, I'll have to get that off you, Angie.
That's okay.
So, Angie, tell us about your comic book, mate.
I created a series that I finished last year, which is like a 6-run series called 6-issue series called Korea: The Adventures of Geraldine Barker, and I finished that last year. That was set in the 1940s. It's kind of like a wartime story. But at the moment, I'm just sort of working on my next big project and a few small projects on the side.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very good.
So Korea's all wrapped up and done? There's
that's all done. It feels very anticlimactic because I finished it last year during the first big lockdown, so kind of didn't really get to share it with anyone, like do any conventions. But people get to see it eventually, like who haven't got it. No. So good.
I thought it was going to go on like an ongoing series completely, Angie, as in.
No, my next project is like it's kind of derived from it, but I'm treating it like something entirely different. Yeah.
You got a message from there, Angie, on the screen.
Oh, sorry.
There's a message on the screen there for you from Peter Wilson.
Oh, thank
Take the love where you can get it.
you can buy it on my online store if you.
If you're wondering what that sound is, I live in Townsville and there's a huge army garrison here, but it's not just army, it's also Air Force and a little bit of Navy, and that was just them doing their night maneuvers.
Right.
Wow, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, they do that regularly, man.
My night maneuvers don't sound anything like that.
So you're obviously not an F-18, mate.
Only on the outside.
What do yours sound like, Rob? I want to know.
Well, no, that's between me and my,
Rabbi.
Imagination.
I like Robot. That was good.
Okay, I'll chase them up. Alex, he's just asked for socials. I'll see what I can do, and I'll share them in all the different places.
Hey, Shane. How's
Yes.
the Kickstarter going?
Oh, the Kickstarter. Oh, yes. We are. Let's see if it's still where I thought was last time I looked. Yep, we're $120 off the first stretch goal of $3,000, which will get all those 5 extra prints printed for everyone with a physical pledge. So that'll be pretty cool. We just 120 to go. So that would be what, 3 or 4 people probably, depending on what comics they got, of course, what rewards they got. So yeah, there's the link down the bottom for it, presents.comx.studio. That'll get you to the Kickstarter. Check out the different pledge levels. You can get the comics. You can choose your cover. You can get all 4 covers, of each one. You can get all 8 covers if you want Noir and Presents. And there's some other cool ones in there as well. I won't go through them now. Yeah, so check it out. And while you're checking out what these guys are up to, and I will just chase up these socials for the question we just got.
Zach George. Isaac George. Did I hear a rumor that Bronwyn is coming back in print next week or in the next couple of weeks?
The original trilogy.
Returning to print for the first time in a while.
Since 2018. So
Nice.
those ones been out for a little while.
And then what's next for Bronwyn with her further adventures and stuff?
Next Further Adventures comes out I'm hoping for August.
Okay.
And then the issue 4 that I completely forgot I drew is being merged down into the new reprints. So there's new stuff in there as well. And that way it kicks into the Wrath of the Curse crossover. And then issue 4 will pick up after the crossover. So it's a clean story break.
Mate, if you forgot you drew it, I think you're living too hectic a life. You know, Ben. He's
Ben's watching the Olympics as well.
Good on you,
Ben's watching
Ben.
Olympic.
He's watching them, but he's watching us as well. Good on him.
Yeah, good stuff.
I thought Ben was going to show up tonight.
Go on, Rob.
Ben?
Keep up.
Oh,
I
no, it's
don't
me
want-
doing that.
I don't want to show
I'm
you
doing
up,
the
mate.
controls. There you go.
No, he's talking about that I'm falling behind. That he's
Oh,
doing more
I
than
see.
me.
You're not quite focusing there for some reason.
But are you really, Zach? Are you really winning?
Give me another 10 minutes, Rob.
And Dave, my screen's not scrolling.
I'm going for the gold medal. This is where the real Olympics are. Oh,
Yeah.
and then Dave shows us
Looking awesome,
all.
Dave.
Living in your world, mate. Living in your world.
I feel the character creator should show us all up.
Yeah, agreed. He does every week. What are you talking about? Old Dave Dye down there, he's into it every week. He's just hooking that shit out. Blows me out. I spend half hour trying to work out what I'm doing, and Dave's just like, there you go.
I've started doing what a couple of you blokes have been doing. Instead of doing full figure, I've been doing bust, waist up, belly button up. Cuts out a bit of the drawing, mate. That's something you should try, Lee.
Yeah, fuck no.
Take a shortcut, mate. Only drew half a figure. Just do like the bust.
Yeah, last week I just drew a head. It was a good one.
That's right.
Hey, look, mate. Hey, don't get me wrong. I've told you before, Bustle was always a clean city, but there's so many muck-ups in it, man. It became smoky. Like I got my own ways to like roll with that shit. I'll probably take you up on that, Dave, actually, because, you know, over the recent 6 weeks or so, I'm starting to realise, yeah, I've had lots of time to do drawings and stuff, and then suddenly you get on a deadline and you're just like, man, you got to adapt or die real fucking quick.
That's a 60-minute deadline.
Who's adapt?
Adapt.
Yeah, don't choose die. Don't choose die. Adapt.
What's that, mate? Strop.
What?
Yeah.
Did you hear Strop died?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sad.
What?
Hey.
What happened?
John Cornell.
John Cornell.
Oh.
Hogues' manager and offsider.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think I read a story about that. He had was it
Parkinson's? I think it was
Parkinson's. Yeah.
I saw a doco on him or something about Australia. What's it show on the ABC? Your Story? No, not Your Story. Australian Story.
Yeah.
About him and Delvine. Delvine was talking about him. Delvine Delaney.
Yeah.
They were married right up until the end, weren't they?
Yeah. They were a real good couple. Stayed for together always. Good on them. Not much enough of that. He was a funny bugger. Old Strop.
Yeah, clever guy as well, mate. He was the brains behind one-day cricket, essentially.
Yes, I was going to say that, actually. Wasn't he the dude behind one-day cricket with Kerry Packer and stuff back in the late 70s and early 80s and that?
So it made something boring a little less boring.
Look, Rob.
Who said that? Who said
We can
that?
Rob.
Zach, I can't believe it. Sacrilege.
What?
Zach, you're starting to sound like bloody
He's
Spedzy.
trying to
watch
blame you for
cricket.
things he said.
You're starting to sound like Spedzy. Your voice sounded just like Spedzy's a second ago.
It's an amazing mimic.
That's quite the talent, Zach. Quite the talent.
And he can draw.
It wasn't intentional.
I don't understand.
Okay,
cricket. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I think if you play it, you get it. If you haven't played it much, you don't get it.
Oh, inking. Right.
Good on you. Straight into it.
No messing about. For those watching, I just shared the links to Shannon's ComX site, so you can get all his different socials, and to Angie's ComX site as well, so you can get all her socials and so forth, and where you can buy her books and where you can buy Shannon's books. I tried to share Nick's, and I just realised I hadn't asked him to sign up to ComX yet, so I just shot you through a message there, buddy. Don't do it now, of course, but yeah. For now, if you just share at least one social address into the private chat, I can share it out to everyone.
I'll get on that. I got a bit more time.
What I might do is for people at home, I'm in the wrong area.
Now, I'm not surprised that Angie is
If
going.
anyone's joining in, watching at home or watching from wherever, there's the email to send your pictures through at the end so I can share them with everyone. It's art@comx.studio, and that's where you can share your art, and I will share it at the end so everyone can see what you got up to in this hour.
I'm looking at you, Danny Nolan.
Yeah, well, Danny's definitely going to be one of them. He's not watching the Olympics.
Sorry, Dave, what were you saying?
I was just saying, Angie said she's reaching for the ink bottle. Was it? You starting to ink, Angie?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Yeah,
see my
well, I'm not
screen?
surprised.
What?
There's a camera behind you as well.
No, you can't share it, actually. There's too many people in the room.
You go
But
and
can you see
buy.
my screen?
I can't share it, sorry. The software has a limit of 10 screens, and we're using all 10. So what you'll need to do is when you finish it, email it to that email at the bottom of the screen, and I'll share it on the screen.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Dave, do all your characters exist in the same universe?
No, oh, no, mate.
Ah.
Oh, well, actually, let me see. I don't do many
Could be
fantasy. All
into the
my
dropship.
characters. G'day, Hayden. Stop getting as soon as you quit. Most of I do real life type people, as in flesh and blood. I don't do superheroes or funny animals, half animal, half human type things or anything like that. Half budgie.
Yeah, leave that to us untalented guys, Dave.
No giraffes. No. What's Lauren's a Lana Luca?
She's like an elf. Oh, rabbit lady?
Jackalope.
Jackalope. Yeah, rabbit with half antelope, half rabbit. No,
What
I
is
don't
yours
do
again, Nick, with the riding the barbecue? Were they birds?
Yeah, the birds riding a trolley.
Yeah. That's all right. I did say it was a trolley, and then Lee said it was a barbecue.
Ah.
No, I
Tracy
said it was a
never listened to
barbecue.
the chalk.
I said it was the barbecue. Sorry,
Like
I got
grating across the chalkboard. Like bloody hell. That's all I've done tonight. Sat in the
Now,
background and made dooting noises.
I had to laugh when in the intro you said his chalker's not much of a talker. G'day, Jessica.
Yeah, that's just factual. What are you talking about?
Mate, I actually thought that he was bang on the money. I thought like the guy's getting to know me, mate. Like fair dinkum. Like I would have written that about myself.
Yeah, well, it must be a different chalker. Not the one I know.
There's a doppelganger getting around, Dave.
Yeah. Actually, what have I got? Doppelganger in my latest comic. Actually, the type of the doppelganger in Amazing Tales
Time
number
travel
4.
one? Oh,
Amazing Tales number 4. Yeah, the chiller.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave, could you reach from any particular angle and get us a copy of this comic book so we could read the cover of? No?
No. Have you frozen up, Dave? Or
I did freeze, but I'm going to reach for the ink bottle too now. We're on the half-hour mark already.
Ah.
If you freeze, Dave, just put a jumper on. You'll be fine.
That's it before I ink.
Nice.
Now, Sis, Dave's
Yes.
the first of a run of big guests coming up on this show, isn't he?
Oh, there is. I'll just read out the ones that aren't yellow.
I think one of the ones that's yellows, kind of half confirmed today.
Half confirmed. Yep. Okay.
Sort of I should be able to do that.
I should be able to bring up the right screen. I've got a lot of things open. I've been working on a lot of things today. I won't try to remember off the top of my head because I'll get it wrong. We've got next week. We'll go with next week to start with. Next week we've got Dave DeVries and we're doing Night Fighter. We're hoping that Bo will be joining us. We think we've figured out his technical issue that we had the last 2 times we tried to bring him on.
Yeah.
So he'll be on next week. Then we've got
with Dave.
Gary Chellen. Sorry?
With Dave, will he? Bo will be with Dave.
Yeah, with Dave DeVries. Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah, so doing Night Fighter. He's really looking forward to that, actually. He likes to draw Night Fighter. And Ben Sullivan's put his hand up for that so far as well.
Should be a good show.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Then the 6th of August, so the following Friday, we have Gary Challoner, and we're doing his Flash Domingo, it looks like.
Oh, excellent.
So that'll be awesome. Then we've got the semi-confirmed.
Platypus. How many toes has Platypus got?
I don't know. I think his have 3, if I remember from the drawings I saw, but I could be wrong. I might be remembering it incorrectly.
All right.
Then we've got Mark Sexton, is a possible the following Friday.
Excellent.
Then Glenn Lubston, Friday after that. Matt Kime, actually, we've booked out quite far ahead. And
excellent. Got Matt too. Good.
Then we've got guys actually from the Presents Noir issue 2 coming along. So we've got Stephen McLeod, who's doing we're doing his Marcus Clancy character.
Right.
Then we've got the following week, we've got Julian. Sorry, Julian, if I butcher your last name, Velasco. It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Vivi, I think is the character's name is pronounced. Then we've got Ryan Vella the next week, which is Battery Hen. Then after that, we've got Isaac George, finally. Bronwyn. Woo!
Oh, he did Vivian already.
Oh, you're not Vivian, Bronwyn.
Bronwyn this time.
Yeah, Bronwyn this time. And then after that, we've got, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name. It's Tad P., the creator of Dark Nebula. We're doing his Grandstander. So we're doing a villain. I think this might be the first villain we've done.
Petrovsky, wasn't it, or something like that? Petrovsky.
I'm not going to try.
I think it's something like that. Someone say yes, Dave, you're right, or out there in YouTube land.
Well, you know what, Dave? For the one moment in your life you needed me to say something, I'm following Spedsy's self-description of me, and I'm staying silent and shy.
You are, mate. It'll be a record, I reckon.
Oh, here we go. Pretty close, Dave.
There you go. Good on you, Alex.
Alex, there you go.
Now, can you write out how you spell it? Say it for next week.
Try it with a P, Dave.
I've got it sitting here in front of me how it's spelled.
Yes. That won't help us, will it?
Won't help me. It can be spelled in a really simple way and I'll still get it wrong. You watch.
Hey, that's what I was going to say to you, mate. I didn't know you were going to be interviewing Chris Gooch and Lauren, and I just saw it on the YouTube this morning, and I thought, oh, bugger, I would have watched that. I didn't know you were running I
was running a bit late advertising that one. A few things popped up, Kickstarter, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's keeping you busy.
So
I was,
I butchered his name quite a few times, even though I got the pronunciation correct the first time. And for some reason, I changed it every single time I said it after that.
I know, I had his name Goosh or something, and I thought...
Yeah, no, I don't know what was going on through my head that night.
Mate, like, you don't watch cricket, do you?
No.
there used to be a Gooch. Gooch played cricket for England.
Graham Gooch.
Graham Gooch, yeah.
Yeah, no cricket.
You got to watch cricket, mate. You learn how to say Gooch anyway. That's one thing you learn.
Well, that's how people learnt to say my name. Apparently, there's a Siddle in there, just spelt different.
G'day, yeah, Pete.
Peter Siddle.
It was a good episode, especially flying solo sizzle.
That was, and actually, Chris didn't mention that. I think he's won a ledger or two over the years. You know.
Oh, I didn't know that. He didn't mention it.
He's done very well in his comics, and he's up there. And of course, he did.
Mate, I was sitting here, Dave, listening to it, and I'm pretty sure Shane asked him a particular question where he possibly, I could be wrong, it had done a 550-page trade paperback.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he mentioned that before that he'd done like two 200-page paperbacks.
Yeah.
And then later on in the interview, the dude says he's like 27. I'm like, what? It blew my mind.
Yeah. Right. We got nothing to complain about, have we? You know, we haven't hardly started yet.
That kid wants to fucking tell stories, man. Good luck to him. I liked the interview the other night. I thought it was good.
No, it was good. Well,
it was fun talking to him.
I'm a friend of his I've never met him. I'm a friend of his on Facebook, and I don't watch a lot of Facebook much this year and that, but I remember last year he was putting a lot up in Chicago. Right, Pete. Yeah. He was putting up a lot of pictures of that subterranean one where they got the prison under
Earth, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of his art going up as he was working on it, and that looks like a brilliant story.
Yeah, I've got it. It's in, it's like I say every frigging time, it's in my to read pile.
Yeah.
Shane's getting himself a portal now.
Yeah.
He'll have a library to match you soon, Mr. Dye.
Yeah.
Well, mine's just there. I have to stand up and I can get to all of them. So they're all nicely filed away. And I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm being hit by a storm. So that's what the noise is, if you can hear it.
Really?
I hope you don't drop out or anything like that.
I hope not. You guys just keep going without me. Just means I can't show you screens if I'm not on.
Right.
Chat amongst yourselves. It's all good. It keeps letting you go even without me in the room.
Get some big storms up there in Brizzy.
We can do, yeah.
Real lightning shows. My sister and brother-in-law used to live at Cooperoo, and they had a veranda sort of thing that looked out over the sort of the valley and the hills. Sometimes the storms would blow in, and geez, they're brilliant. You could see them coming in over the dividing range, and then towards the city.
Oh, I'm clicking too quickly.
How long have we been going here? 38 minutes.
41 now, so it must be about 40 minutes.
Yeah, we were a bit late starting, so yeah, about 40. 20 minutes countdown.
Race
to the finish.
If you ever go to a convention and buy a comic from Angie, she draws directly from a pen, no pencil work, straight onto a paper bag for you, and gives you a comic in a paper bag with a bit of original art on it.
Yes, I have one of them in a comic bag.
Yeah, even her signature is a work of art in itself.
Yeah. That's why I'm not surprised she's gone for the after 15 minutes she was reaching for the brush, ink brush.
I've been staring at the artwork she provided for the postcard. for hours to cut the postcards down for the calendar. So
Oh, come on,
that
guys.
piece is in my head.
What was that? I missed it, Zach.
For the postcards as the calendar reward,
Oh,
Angie provided an artwork for the postcard set, and I've been
okay.
cutting them down. So it's like
Oh,
2 hours I was looking at her pile of postcards.
right.
Oh, are they getting sent separately, the postcards?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes. 'Cause they're
some
taking a bit
people
of time.
couldn't get
So
supplies with lockdowns and restrictions, and
Yeah.
and that way people would get the calendar to actually start using it properly. But they start doing it next week,
right. Okay.
oh, next week. Okay, awesome.
assuming that my lockdown is eased.
Ah, yes, of course.
Yes. Things are pretty grim in Sydney,
Yeah,
but it's probably, it's Victorians have been through all that Sydney's going through. Even though us out the bush, we've had it as bad. The lockdowns have affected us the same as the cityites. And we only just got our first case last week of COVID in Mildura.
because you were into a lockdown instantly, didn't you? Like a 5-day one.
Yeah. Well, actually, last week, the whole of Victoria got shut down the same time, I think, because they're worried about this Delta one that's been very contagious.
Oh, yeah.
I've had my AstraZeneca and it didn't hurt me. I've got one to go, so I encourage anyone who's worried about it. Fit as a Mallee bull.
Yeah, but you're an ex-army man. You're built like a brick Scheisenhauser.
And I'm living in the Mallee, mate. Future is the Mallee, mate. Got everything going for me. Get your jab if I recommend it.
So, Rob, anything interesting happening to you this week?
Do you have something in mind?
I do, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
No, you tell me. I'm not sure.
I could never talk about it without hearing you say it first.
That I joined ComX officially.
Yes, officially.
Tell us more.
And what do you do at ComX officially, Robert?
I have enlisted as a story editor.
I don't know. Yeah, story editor. So if you submit to Shane, you got to go through me. No, I won't say that. 'Cause then if people get knocked back, they come for my head.
Bloody loyal.
No, it's all on me. It's all on me. I'll be knocking everyone back. I mean, I'll be encouraging everyone to come print with us. Yes.
I knew a guy back in the day, and his nickname was Times, because his job was when big bands came over from America, he had to show them good times. That was what he was employed to do. So he would
just him, nobody else.
Just like he would like. So Blink 182 gave him the nickname because he was so their tour manager hired him to come along and show them around the city, show them all the good drinking and eating places, and he became the guy, the go-to for good times. So that's what I want to be for ComX. I'm the Times of
Times, nice.
Right, nice, mate. Good
the
job.
face of Australian comics. No, wait, the body of Australian comics. The good times of ComX.
I think I have the power. Yes, I do.
Well, I'm sure you will do very well at that, Robert. I think you are an excellent person to have in that role. Well done, Shane. Good call, man.
Thanks, mate.
And Dave, I'll just bring you up. Oh, looking
Hey,
good.
No, man.
Yeah. Awesome, Dave.
I'm just stretching my admin powers here, Spedsy. I love your new name.
Ah, that sounds like I put a newspaper out that's all about me.
The Times. The Argus would sound better, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hang on. Give me a sec there.
Nice.
One bad
That is
day
a pretty
impulse.
decent-
Oh, good one.
That freehand, that actually looks like a font.
Very nice, Zach.
Nice work.
Very nice lettering.
It pays to do graphic design.
Yeah.
Ah,
And it's apt that you hand lettered Dave Dye's character
yes.
because Dave is the king of hand lettering.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm only
Cringe.
one of the people. There's a lot of people who do it, and I'm just one that's on this show that does it. I think there's a lot of other people who do it. Well, Ed does his. Ed Keasley.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about. Ed Keasley.
Yep.
I reckon, a lot of people don't. Well, a lot of editors don't like hand lettering. A lot of people I've done comics for say, Dave, don't you letter it. You make sure you get. We'll letter it. We'll do it on the computer. Don't you letter it? I'm always a bit disappointed because I like lettering.
I'm sure with some of your stuff, people wouldn't know that
I don't
it's hand lettered.
I don't think people worry if the story's good enough. They don't look at the letter. It's like balloons, balloon shapes, and people get out of. Some are pretty bad, I guess, but
Well, yeah, the best lettering you never
You got
notice
it,
because
yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
if lettering does its job, you don't even know it's there, really.
That's right. And the same with word balloons and those sort of things. You don't notice them. And, I reading comics.
Yes,
and
Peter,
stuff
agreed.
Yeah.
Everyone's concentrating
Right.
too much.
Trying to
turn it
talk. I'm trying to talk, and I find that sometimes, you can put if the story's good, you can, and you've got good art as well, but the story overtakes the art sometimes, and you'll breeze past some beautiful panels that have got a lot of detail in them, and you just breeze straight past them. But you got to make sure you go back and read the comic again. Don't read a comic once, I reckon. Read it a couple of times because there'll be a lot of things in there that you miss. And you might be engrossed in the story and you'll miss some of the beautiful art in the panels.
True.
Hey, Nick.
I look
Yeah,
at
what's
art first and read the book.
What's that?
I look at the art first, then I read the book.
Do you? Yeah.
What, you go through the whole book first, looking at the art, and then go back and read it?
Mm-hmm. Because technically the art should be able to tell me what's going on. And if it can't, then it's a poorly drawn book.
Well, that's a fair comment because they do say a comic book, you should be able to read the pictures without the words from start to finish and have an idea of what's going on in the flow of the story. But I don't know. I guess that's an individual choice, man.
Oh, no, it's a broad statement. But most books I buy, it's because a specific artist is on the book.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. No, well, that's how I got into comic books, man.
I go through the
Following,
book
John
first.
Romita Jr. and stuff and, just pushing into more comic books and doing it that way and finding things. So I get that.
Yeah.
But I mostly buy books now just to study. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
fair.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I can, art's the first thing I look at, especially if it's by someone I don't, if it's a book I don't know much about, like, I don't buy superhero books, but I did buy the Silver Surfer because I love John Buscema's art.
I loved him. Well, Dave, I'm a huge Conan fan because of him.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I've got heaps of old Conans here, man. His
Yeah.
artwork, man, dynamic as all hell. Like, just
Yeah.
Is
beautiful.
there a point to jump into Conan on?
Oh, man, anywhere. Conan's a cool character, eh? I don't ever think he's been done justice in a movie way, you know, but his comic books,
Yeah.
the books, if you can pick up those little Robert E. Howard comic books from, not comic books, but novellas, they're like 150, 160 pages from secondhand stores.
Pulp novel, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. He's awesome, man. I think there was another dude did. Actually, hold on. I'll go to the bookshelf. I'll be
Well,
back.
Frank Frazetta did most of the very popular covers.
Oh, yeah.
Frank Frazetta. He didn't do all the
Because I
covers,
know
but he did.
the Lee, he did a lot of covers for Conan and Red Sonja
Like-
novels back in the day.
That's
that
a little
Lee?
book there. It's only that thick, man. But,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I
That's not
just
a
used to
Frazetta.
pick these up in secondhand shops,
that's not a
man.
Frazetta cover either. That I can't. Yeah.
I
Oh,
even
yeah.
got, the novelization of Conan the Barbarian with Arnold
Right,
Schwarzenegger.
Awesome.
Yeah.
When Conan has sex with that witch in that hut, when I first saw that when I was 13, that was a very transformative moment.
And it's a funny thing because that whole scene, and she does this weird voice like, oh, fuck, I can't remember it. I've seen it so many times.
I just didn't know what to, you're like, ooh, what's this? And then you're like, oh my God, what's this? It's like a mix of emotions for a young teenage boy.
If that's what kicked puberty into gear for you, that's not a very good way for it to start.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, oh, this is how sex
I was
ends.
hoping we could
She
add,
tries to
add
bite
a
your head
little
off and
bit
you
more
throw her in the
depth
fire.
to Conan the character. So, but no, mate, he's a brilliant character, eh? And there was a series
I've got
by Dark Horse in the early 2000s, and Carrie Nord was the artist.
Yeah.
I've got
And
one or two
he did
issues.
like
They're
50
one-
issues of it, and fuck, it was excellent, man.
Because I started reading the new Red Sonja line. That was pretty good because she stopped talking in third person for a minute. Much appreciated. And then a new writer came on and I was like, what? Back to third person? Can't do this. But I've got one or two issues of Conan, but they're one-shot stories. So I was looking to get like a proper arc.
I bought
I
one
found a comic book that I've got weirdly enough.
Bronwyn.
talking about Conan.
Bronwyn could take him.
I came across this the other day.
Yeah, Pete, you're
Now,
probably
I'm
right,
going
mate.
into my portal here, Mr. Dye.
Ah, right.
Now, has everyone heard of a classic artist called Barry Windsor Smith?
Oh, yeah.
That I
Yeah.
have.
Now, Barry Windsor Smith did his own character for, I can't remember the publisher, but it was called Rune. And he was a kind of spectral beast and stuff. And I was looking through my comics the other day, and now let me see, November 1995, Marvel published Barry Windsor Smith, Rune, and Conan. And I found that the other day, and that
Oh, right.
is a cracker of a comic book if ever
Oh, right.
anyone can get a hold of that.
Is
Brilliant.
that a collector's
I
item,
remember
is
that
it?
coming out.
I have no idea if it is or not, man. I just love Conan, so I was just sucking down everything that Conan could do at that time, like anything, man. Like, fucking rip a character.
Yeah.
Did you read the crossover they did between Conan and Wonder Woman?
I beg your pardon?
Conan and Wonder Woman, I didn't know that one.
Couple years ago, Conan
I remember
crossover
that.
with Wonder Woman.
No, I never knew that.
Never knew that.
Doesn't surprise me what bloody Stan Lee had come up with.
Aaron Lepresti did the artwork for it.
Who did?
Aaron Presti.
Aaron Pretzi.
Aaron Lepresti.
Don't know him.
Yep.
No, he was around, man. He did some X-Men books and did a couple of Spider-Man, and he was one of those sort of artists from what, Zach, maybe mid-2000s to
90s.
teens sort of thing.
Because he did Xena for Tops.
Oh, did he? Right.
Yeah,
So that was 90s. That's where I know him from. And
Yeah.
then early 2000s, he did a run of Wonder Woman. That was pretty good. He took over from Terry Dodson. So, but his work's
Yeah,
pretty
there was Terry Dodson used to do a lot of comic books.
cool. He still does, but they're
Terry Dodson's
not
probably
the covers
pretty.
now.
Good on you, Alex. Totally out of context, dickhead.
You had that coming though,
Back
Lee.
to watching the cricket there, Alex.
Have you got any time for Conan's in the Savage Avengers now? Well, I'm not sure if that book's still going, but it's last I checked it was.
What?
Conan and
I
the
read it
because
today.
Marvel writes back to Conan, and so he's got a new Marvel book, but then he's also part of the event, like part of the Savage Avengers. So it's, I think,
I started reading
Elektra,
that. That was alright.
Wolverine. Yeah, I thought it was not too bad, but I mean, I didn't
I only
keep
read it
going.
because
So.
Electra.
Dude, that sort of stuff for me is long past, man. I'm not sort of rolling with those gimmicks and shit these days. I don't know, man. I don't buy many comic books, mate, eh? And that's the sad part. I live in the past, but I love stories, man. And if you're a good storyteller,
Yeah.
I don't know, Conan in the past with a Savage Wolverine and that, like, honestly, good.
Those,
If you can make a pay packet out of it and you can do your thing and someone wants to give you lots of money, then by God, do it. But
Yeah.
to me, sounds like a load of wank. But anyway.
those Conan that Marvel put out, they put out the colour version and the black and white. The
Yeah, they
Savage
did.
story.
Savage Sword of Conan was the black
Was
and
black
white
and
one.
white.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Big comic book,
Conan.
like 2000 AD size.
yeah, and Conan the Barbarian was the
Nick, what's
Well,
the
hit
worst
the-
injury you've ever suffered?
Injury.
Yeah.
I was skiing and I crushed the cartilage in my knee. That was it. I was screaming on my back for like 40 minutes, watching like kids ski past me, hearing expletives I didn't know existed. Good times.
Wow.
I'll give
Yeah.
him some character, Nick. Don't worry about that.
What about you,
They
Shane?
remember.
What's the worst injury you've ever suffered?
Me? Worst injury? When I almost removed my thumb. I didn't even know I'd done it because it happened so quickly. I looked at the machinery and went, "What's all this oil?" And then I realized it was my blood.
Oh, so you don't mean from your butt? You almost removed.
No, not from my butt. So I don't need any Rectinol tonight.
Well, you say that now.
Say that now. Yes. Yeah, I chopped across the nail and almost took off the tip of my thumb. And all it was I was drilling holes. It was work experience for high school, for grade 10.
Yeah.
If I did anything else worse than that, I don't remember it. Oh, there was a time I took a big chunk out of my leg at a nightclub, but that's a different story.
Yeah, one that you need to tell now.
Continue.
Oh, I have to
Says-
tell. Okay, sure.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got it now.
A lot of alcohol was involved. There was a stage. I was dancing on it. I misstepped just by a fraction. The edge of the stage was steel, and the middle of my shin caught it, and it took a giant chunk out of my I can fit my thumb in the hole, and
Jeez.
yeah,
Same
and
here.
because I was so drunk, I had no idea. I didn't go to a doctor. I didn't go to hospital. I didn't do anything. I just kept on dancing until they kicked me out for all the blood. Because it was very trendy back in the 90s. I was wearing my white jeans, so they showed off the blood a lot more.
Awesome.
And the next day, still drunk, I woke up, found the hole, thought I better go to a doctor. So I went to a GP, and he was not impressed. He's like, damn it, you've come here, I have to treat you now, but you should have gone to emergency last night.
Yeah.
He spent about an hour or so treating me, to which I walked out into the waiting room with a lot of angry people. Still quite drunk, though. So they seem to be more mad at the fact I was drunk as well, I think. It might have, and the fact that my brother and my cousin were both very drunk as well, sort of floating around the surgery, coming backwards and forwards to see what he was doing to me. So I think that could be the other reason that the waiting room was a little upset with all of us.
Yeah. Yes, I guess.
But yeah, I forget it's there sometimes, and then I just go, oh, look, I can fit my thumb in there.
Oh, there's still a hole.
There's still a hole.
Gross.
Good one, mate.
There was a good chunk. I took a good chunk out. I pity the cleaner who found that in the nightclub the next day.
Oh, well, that even adds a worse dimension to that story. Oh, what's this? Someone's lost an earlobe. No, that's a piece of fleshy shin. Like, I saw that back in the other nightclub in '74.
I know a lot about '74. That's the year my father was watching a movie called Shane and decided to name me after it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You watched that yet, Spedsy?
What?
Have you seen it yet?
No.
Mate,
I haven't seen the movie Rob either.
I watched another one of my favourite westerns the other day, The Outlaw J.C. Wales. Have you seen that?
Oh, Clint Eastwood, man.
Yeah, that's a bloody good
that
one.
old Indian guy, and that is so awesome. Oh, recommended to anyone that likes old westerns, man. The Outlaw J.C. Wales. That is a good movie. I haven't seen that in years.
No, yeah, it's a good one.
And Rob,
Yeah.
remember Robbie?
Yes.
He's showing us up.
Well, I am very lucky to tell you that Robbie is joining us on Vamoose issue 2.
Oh, sweet.
Who did
During
that one?
during a story written by Peter Wilson. So I'll get Peter Wilson back in Vamoose as well.
Oh, right.
So that's
Peter
pretty cool.
Wilson, he's a cool dude, man.
Yeah, he's watching now.
Yeah, he's watching
Good on
now.
you, Pete.
He's commented a few times.
Yeah.
Well, I'm too busy looking my head down drawing, man.
I just
I
sent
mean,
mine
What's
to
it all
you,
about?
Sizzle.
I sent mine
Sorry?
through Facebook, Shane.
Oh, it's Facebook. Sorry, I haven't been monitoring Facebook. Hang on.
I sent mine to your email. Duncan, what's the most brutal move you had to take as a pro wrestler? Oh, wait, first let's all just
Right.
enjoy that.
Focus all attention on the toilet and the guy with the knife.
Nice one, mate. Very nice. That bloody kid. He's bloody dangerous. He does have a bit of a run in with a toilet in the story too. You saw that? Did
Yeah,
you see that when I was showing the pages the other night?
yeah.
Yeah, he does get stuck into a toilet. So
I know you don't have any of that nonsense in your stories, though. Any of those turtles and toilets and
well, we're going to wait.
Okay. Yeah, I can do yours. Yeah.
wicked. What's FTM or FTW?
FTW.
He hasn't finished doing the W yet.
That's for the win.
FTW,
What is that?
Unreal.
the world. F the world.
Ah, right.
Oh, okay.
People that are upset in life and aren't having a good time go around scribing FTW. Some of them get it tattooed on themselves. FTW.
Yeah,
I always
right.
thought that meant for the win.
Well, bikies put it on themselves. Bikies will tattoo FTW, and they reckon that means face the wind.
Yeah,
But other people will put on FTW because the world.
Yeah.
I hate the world.
Nice.
F the world.
Nice friendly people these sound like.
Yeah, well, that's right.
And we've got Shannon's. I'll just bring up Shannon's now.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, that is
Oh,
Well done, Shannon.
yeah.
Awesome,
That's
man.
cool.
Trying to get the old Frank Miller Sin City going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
What you do that on the tablet or something, did you, mate?
Yeah, did it in Photoshop with the Wacom.
Fantastic. That's a ripper.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's him down and out.
Out of my regular wheelhouse as well, because all those things that you don't like drawing, I draw.
Yeah. Look, I don't mean to offend anyone by saying that, but it's just
No, I didn't take it that way. It's like
No,
people
good
draw
on
what they draw, and
I did.
I like that stuff. So
good on
I
you,
did
mate.
take it that way, Dave.
Yeah, I'm
We've
not
got,
worried.
we've got Tony's now's come in.
Good on, Shannon.
Oh,
Oh, that's a ripper, mate. Ripper.
Tony
That's
Manzi,
right.
you've been on fire this week, man. Seriously.
Yeah,
I've
well
gone back
done,
to
Thomas.
kindergarten watching you dudes, man.
yeah.
Thank you, mate.
Got the knife. Didn't get a chance to ink it tonight, mate.
No, I spent time doodling with shading, mate. So
Do-
I'll
That
Shading.
looks excellent, man.
Yeah.
I'll give it
No,
a
it's
bit
a
of a
ripper,
polish later and
Got
fix
the
it
hoodie
for you,
on.
mate.
Yeah.
then when you finish that, keep drawing.
Oh, Zach, that's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, look at that knife. That's a
That is a
Yeah.
good one.
That's a really detailed
That's
knife. I like
nice.
that.
that is
Chicken.
Fucking thought right out of the box
Real.
with that, mate.
fantastic.
Oh,
That legit looks sharp.
Yeah. That does it. I thought it was a real one. It looked bloody photogenic, photorealistic. Rippers, eh?
No, I just draw a lot of swords
sorry,
and Cromwell. I'm good at drawing knives.
Hmm. And swords and knives, right. Anything sharp. You'd have to draw Spedsy pretty good. He's pretty sharp.
Hey.
Beat you to it, mate.
And we've got Nick's here.
Shannon's having
we
his
go.
toe pulled, bugger.
Oh,
It's Dave
It
Dice.
absolutely is. It absolutely
Oh,
I just live in it. I love it.
is that yours, Nick?
That's mine.
Who's that?
That's mine. I've stolen
Nick,
Lee's
that's cool.
Thanks for that, Lee. Thanks for the assist.
all good.
What a
Anytime.
ripper.
Happy to oblige. My job here is done for the second time this week. Good night.
Yeah.
What's easier to send you mine, man? Photo or just hold it up?
Up to you. Is it pencils?
Yeah.
Photo.
I haven't even cracked my beer.
Okay.
Jeez.
Hang on.
The
Cheers.
screen's really bad at picking up your pencils, I've noticed.
So, what's everyone think of the sketchbook for the end of the year of Drink and Draw?
Oh, sounds like an
Yeah.
awesome idea.
yeah, good idea.
So you know what that is, Angie?
Yeah, mate. Put it
Zach
up.
is collecting all the images that we create during these drink and draws and putting it into a book at the end of the year. So the whole year's collection of images will be in one book at January? You'll do it? Or
Have it
February?
printed for January, yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool.
That'll give me time to chase everyone who hasn't submitted or fix up the layouts and stuff.
What
Alright,
size
cool.
is it going to make the book? Is it going to be like US comic size, or it's going to be A4 size, or something?
No,
else?
it'll be. I have measurements.
Hardcover size.
It is 220 mil, so 22 centimeters by 29 centimeters. It'll be hardcover. It's like a proper art book.
22 by 29.
Yeah, so
The proper art book.
22.
dimensions of that, if
by
anyone has
29.
that.
That's a pretty big book. That's a pretty big book. Right. Give us a look at that one,
Very
mate.
nice. It was sweet. I've got that.
Yeah.
That's right there.
Give me that size. Gee, that's nice. Who's that? Audrey Hepburn.
Adam Hughes
Catwoman.
draws Catwoman as
All right.
Audrey Hepburn.
That is that Audrey Hepburn. Look like it, yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. But it's being reissued with the last 10 years worth of his cover stuff added to the book.
Yeah,
So like another
yeah.
200 pages being added.
Yeah. He's a good artist, that bloke.
Cool.
Mm.
Angie, have you sent yours?
Yeah, I just sent it. I think
Oh,
I
just
sent it just a minute ago. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I'll just
Did
check
you
what's
get it?
going on. Not yet, but it can be slow.
That one
No.
is badass.
Oh, right.
That
Who's
one's
that,
killer.
Yeah,
Adam Hughes.
that
That
one's
Adam
good too.
Hughes. That's Adam
His
Hughes.
Catwoman
too?
run is
Yeah,
if you have his covers, like individual issues, you're sitting on a gold mine. They just
Yeah.
keep going up.
Good on you, mate.
Especially that mugshot one. That
Yeah.
was pricey.
In that lineup, yeah, right.
No, I got it. For some reason, it went to spam.
I think I've only got one Adam Hughes drawing. I don't think I've got any of his art in my books and stuff. Just one on the back cover. He's got an advertisement. Yeah, I know. I've seen his stuff. It's bloody brilliant. He does girls.
Sorry about that,
very
Angie. He went
I
to
was
my spam for
flipping
some
through
reason.
the book.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, no, he's a great artist. I've seen a lot of his stuff. Yeah.
But the entire book,
Chris,
all the sketches,
Thanks, Robbie.
Thanks, Rose West.
for all
I think that's Robbie. I think Rose West is Robbie.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
g'day, Ben.
Rose West then took some time off from the Olympic.
Good on you, Ben.
Okay, now I'll bring up the rest of the pictures. I just got to download. And I'll do them in the order I got them. So I got Duncan's first.
Ah,
Wicked.
I did the man,
yeah, I think
and the kid did the man.
Yeah, the kid grown up.
That's good, mate.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's a ripper, mate. He looks like a bit of a Viking there.
Yeah.
He's beefed up a bit, I tell you.
A lot of it's based on Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star.
Nice.
All right.
Ah,
that's,
yes, I
a
can see that.
Manga thing, is it?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
manga.
No,
I've got
nice.
these.
That's a ripper. Ah, there he goes. Yep,
Oh,
up
that's
against
cool.
the brick wall.
Awesome.
I used
Got
to
his
live
blade.
in.
Awesome.
It's got a smirk on him.
Yeah,
Looking a bit cheeky.
I lived in Woolloomooloo in Sydney for a while. No,
Angie.
that's a ripper, mate. Ange.
Angie, yeah.
Yeah,
Little hottie.
that's
That's awesome.
It's
fantastic.
got some attitude.
Andy,
Yeah, thanks.
yeah.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah, very
He looks
nice.
he looks too hot to get into trouble, Dave. That one.
Yeah, I think yeah. Have a few girls chasing him. Hey, hey, Angie, how did you go with? You got into the Coffs Harbour manga exhibition. Okay, you get a few things up there.
Oh yeah, I got something in there.
Right, yeah. They actually they were happy for me to put stuff in there as well.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think because they had this was in Coffs Harbour, they had at the Bunker Cartoon Gallery in Coffs Harbour, they had a manga exhibition, and it was in conjunction with Japanese artists, and they combined. They wanted Australian artists, comic artists, or manga artists to exhibit as well. I think the exhibition's still going. So anyone around Coffs Harbour, or if you're going through that way, drop into the Bunker and have a look at. There'll be images on the wall on display. It's a gallery. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
they said that because the Japanese, well, basically manga is basically comics in Japan. Ange, you'll be able to elaborate a lot more than me because I haven't studied the subject. But my understanding,
you're pretty much right.
Yeah. So they said, look, you're Australian, and they want to see Australian comics. They're happy for me to exhibit, and my style, as you know, is not really what we consider manga in Western society, but in Japanese society, they talk comics as being manga. So that would be.
Well, it really is. It is a manga, but manga. Generally, when they say mangaka, they mean a Japanese comic creator. But it does really mean like creating a story, and but a lot of Westerners see it as this visual style. But they kind of both. Yeah.
A style, yeah.
It's kind of
what does the car mean?
The what?
You say mangaka. What's mangaka?
Mangaka is like the individual creator. So if you create manga, you're a mangaka. Mangaka. I don't actually know, like, if I break it down, like the actual,
It's just a name for a manga creator is a mangaka.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you're an artist and a writer, you're a mangaka.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, I noticed with the pronunciation of manga, like a lot of Australians will say manga and Americans will say manga. They pronounce it with an A, and I think that sort of rubs across a bit. It still means the same thing, just like tomato and tomato, wouldn't it?
Yes, you might say manga. You might say manga. But when you read it and you don't know how to pronounce Japanese, you say, oh, manga. That's nice, manga. It doesn't really matter. You can whatever you want.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of Americans say manga. I know a lot of Australians say manga, so I don't know. But anyway, it's like we said, potato and potato, tomato and tomato.
Well, the TV show, Castle, but the character's name is Richard Castle, so the show is called Castle. And I had an argument with my dad. He's like, "Well, the show's called Castle," and I was like, "No, well, it's Castle because he's Richard Castle." And then he was like, "Well, no, we pronounce it Castle." I'm like, "But if someone comes and says my name is Castle, you don't say, oh, hello, Castle." Anyway.
That's interesting because there's a bloke called Alan Moore who writes a lot of comics.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
And he wrote one about a bloke called Constantine. And they said, how do you pronounce, the Americans were saying, how do you pronounce that? And he says, Constantine.
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce it. That's how I pronounce it. I wrote it. That's how you pronounce it. And I was watching some American thing on YouTube, and they said that's what they said. They actually said it between the two Americans, and the other bloke, one of the Americans says, "Well, I like Constantine, and I'm going to say Constantine." So they say Constantine regardless, because that's what they want to say, and they don't give a stuff.
How did Keanu Reeves pronounce it?
Hey?
How did Keanu Reeves pronounce it? It was Constantine. That's what I thought.
Constantine.
Yeah.
Even the Constantine TV show was Constantine.
Yeah. Is that American?
Yeah.
There you go.
But it's a British guy playing him.
It's what?
It's a British guy playing him.
Yeah, but
it's an American TV show, but it's a British actor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. But anyway, that's beside. Anyway,
so we could get into an argument about how to pronounce Mix's Pitalik.
Yeah, I always thought it was Mixelplick.
That was from the 70s Super Friends show. I think that was the best translation they could get. But there's a great episode of Superman the Animated Series, and they actually break it down on how to say it. And it's Mix Yez Pittel Lick.
Yeah, right.
I had to practice that.
What
Yeah.
what sort of language
I
is that?
butchers everyone's name, so I'm not even going to try that one. I don't want that dude upset with me.
Hey, try this one.
What's that one? Shame.
Hey,
I used
That's
to know
the
a guy
one.
called that.
That's Alan Ward on the front.
I'm showing off my collection now.
Pulled that out of your portal.
All right.
Everyone's got to have a portal.
Mine's over there, so I've got to actually get up to get to mine.
There you go, gadget.
Cool.
arms.
Well, I'll just check we haven't got any comments that I'm missing.
in the meantime, head over to presents.comx.studio.
Yes, nice.
We're so close.
Hang on, I'll bring that back up. There we go. Everyone's sending their emails by now, I'm sure. Probably all gone to spam. And we did have comments. Great one all. Yeah, thank you.
Good on
Thanks,
you, Ben.
Ben. You got to join us soon.
Yeah, mate.
Next
I
week.
thought you were going to be on this one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we were full. He was trying to get on this one, but we were full, Dave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He asked too late.
Oh, yep.
What can you do?
Got to get in early.
Yeah, but he's in next week. He's the first name for next week. So,
Yeah.
so thank you very much, everyone.
If any of the new artists or anyone wants to contribute, they can. I'm having a couple of weeks off, so there's MySpace right here for anyone to come and dabble their wares. So,
yeah.
God bless you. Good luck to you, and good evening.
The same place. Like if you don't know how to get me or Rob on Facebook and so forth, then I'm scrolling the wrong window. I keep doing this. Then just send an email to the same place I said to send the art. Just send us an email there if you're interested. Let us know that you want to come on and draw with us. And while we're speaking of that, for those who aren't creators who would like to get onto the show, we actually have a pledge level in presents.comx.studio where you can come join the show. And the other artists will, however many there is, I can't be bothered working out right now, 8, 7, whatever, will draw your... I'm great at maths. Serious. Ask my teachers.
Hopefully 9 of us, Shane.
Something you've created yourself, like or your kids created, or even your kid on a pony. I don't know. Whatever you come up with. The artists will draw that for you in their interpretations, of course. And so that's a pledge level in the actual Kickstarter to get on the show as well. And you get the mega pack with that as well. So that's all 8 comics, all the prints, all the badges, all that stuff. So all the good goodies. Plus you get to come on the show with us, chat with the artists, and get some cool pictures at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, I'll say thank you to everyone. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks, Rob, for a massive introduction for this show.
Yeah,
that was awesome. You know, you've just set the bar very high for your first show. So
yeah,
yeah, no, excellent work. Great
Whoever
stuff.
thought he was a poet.
And I wasn't even aware that I was one. No.
Okay, cool. Thanks, everyone. Don't hang up the people who are on board here. But to all the people out there watching, thank you very much and have a good night. See yous.
Cheers. Bye.
See ya. Tony,